So hello guys and welcome to the GDSC SJC. So this is our first event, that is Compose Camp event, and we are going to learn about basics of Kotlin in this event, as well as we are going to work along and we are going to make some basic apps in this session. So I'll give you a brief about Compose Camp. So before that, I am Pratik and I am the facilitator for this Compose Camp. So this Compose Camp is held for a month. So we'll discuss more on this Compose Camp. I'll just give you a brief on this. And I'm leading the team of Android applications. So today is our first event, and we'll have a fun learning session, guys. So I'll just tell you what is Compose Camp. So just a minute, I'll just share my screen. So yeah, I hope my screen is visible. So what is Compose Camp? So I guess we have already discussed about all this in our launch event. So for those who are not there in the launch event, so Compose Camp is just a community organized event. So basically, we just organize the people, we make in learning together. So whatever we do, we make sure that we share the resources and we learn together. So that is about that is the main aim of Compose Camp. So we'll be having pathways, which will be I'll be telling you more about in the later slides. So what is the advantage of Compose Camp? So the main advantage of a Compose Camp are, as you can see in the screen. So one is that is less code. So basically, benefits of using Jetpack Compose compared to the traditional coding, that is using Kotlin or Java or any other languages. So mainly Jetpack Compose is based on Kotlin itself, but it's just that the apps are composable. That means benefits of using this are very less code we require, and it's more intuitive in the sense, like as I have mentioned before also, it describes your UI, like to every Android changes, the UI updates. But whenever the UI updates, you need not change the entire thing, because so many components changes. In using Compose, we need not change the entire thing. We just need to change just the UI things, so that the backend will always remain intact. And this fastens the development process, and it's also very powerful. So that is why we use Jetpack Compose for building our Android application. So one question might arise, that is this Compose Camp similar to Android Study Jams? So it's almost similar, as I can say, Android Study Jams as well as this Compose Camp. The main thing is we are focusing mainly on Jetpack Compose, which is what we are dealing with today. This is the first session, so we are starting off with the basics of Jetpack Compose, what it is, how it works, and how you can use it to build Android applications. So that is about Compose Camp. Android Study Jams completely deals with the traditional programming practices using Kotlin or Java. So what to expect? Yes, as a beginner in programming, we do not expect much of their programming experience. We'll teach you the syntax of Kotlin today, so how it can be done, and as well as we'll implement some basic things so that we can build a very minimal applications. I hope you guys have installed Android Studio. That is the only one requirement which we had specified before you join this event. Next thing is intermediate, that is people who already have experience building apps in Java or Kotlin, they'll find it much easier, but nevertheless, even the beginners can learn along today. So what are these pathways? So we'll be sharing you the pathways after the session. So in these pathways, they have mentioned videos and articles are there, and code labs are there. So in code labs, they'll give you a brief structuring of how to proceed on. So what you can do, how you have to structure the apps, how you can move forward. Basically, you learn and code along in the code labs. So next, if you successfully complete those courses which we shared to you after this session, you earn digital badges which you could use in your profile. So these digital badges will be added to your profile. So this was a brief about the compose camp event, and this is just the start event, and that is what we are doing it today, and we are just starting off with the basics. In the upcoming days we'll be covering more topics, so make sure guys you attend all the sessions so you can complete the course and earn a course completion badge in your Google developer profile. So yeah, so that was all about the briefing of what is this compose camp. So now today we'll have two sessions. The first session will be handled by Pragna. So our GDSC lead, she'll be teaching the basics of Kotlin and the syntaxes, and you can also code along with her in the website. She'll be sharing the link to that. And second session will be handled by me. We'll be building a basic and very minimal applications, Android applications using the Compose. And later on, we'll give you some assignments which you have to submit back to us on Discord, whose link will also be mailed to you later on. For those who have registered, you will receive a mail later on. So yeah, we'll be sharing the Kotlin playground also, so where you can code along in the first session, and second session you will be requiring Android Studio to code along with us. So yes, so let us start off with the basics of Kotlin. Over to you, Pragna.
Hey guys. Okay, what we'll do now is go through the basics of Kotlin. Let me also share my screen, okay? Just a sec. Okay. Today we are going to learn about Kotlin. What is Kotlin? What is it? Right. It is a programming language. So, you might have come across topics like object-oriented, procedural programming, and so many things. So when it comes to that terms, Kotlin is object-oriented as well as it has functional constructs. So what does that mean is everything in it will come as objects. We'll get into that later, which is like really late. Now let us go into the real basics, okay? Yeah, about Kotlin, what I can say more is it is similar to Java, right? And the compilation process is just same as that. What happens is you write the code, that code gets compiled by the Kotlin compiler, and then it produces bytecode, which is basically a .class file. So what you do is with these class files, you send it to the Java virtual machine. So what it does is it basically interprets it along the way. It is also known as just-in-time compiler. So that is how both compilation and interpretation happens in Kotlin, and that's how it is also machine independent. Now let's just dive into the actual programming, right? Okay. So yeah, let's head into this link, which is Kotlin Playground, by which we can directly code in an online browser. Let me start with it. Yep. So this is Kotlin Playground. It's very simple. You just write everything and then things come out. Every programming language, where does the compilation begin? You write a lot of codes, and from where everything begins, that is your main function, right? The compiler starts reading your program from the main function. So let's write the main function. In Kotlin, we write function as fun, that is a keyword, and then we write main. This is how you write it. And yeah, this is for printing. We can print something like, yeah. Did you guys, okay. There is println function, which is similar to, what do you call Java. Java, you might write something like system.out.println, or you can write system.out.print. This is for not going to next line, and this is for staying in the same line. So once I run this, you can see the output. even println is a function. So what it does is it takes in the input and it provides you into the standard output. So next up, let's not get into function right now. Let's begin with the simple stuffs and then go ahead. Okay. What do we have next? We have troubleshooting. Every time we write some code, what happens is we come across errors, right? How do we fix it? Fixing errors is known as troubleshooting. So what sometimes there might be some errors, like, okay, in a print function, you can always print a value as well. Okay, remember, if you're typing something like, okay, maybe let's go with yeah, let's add something. Yeah, maybe what if you want the output to be like 5 into this thing, 4 plus 2 is 6, so 5 into 6 will be 30, right? That is what we're expecting, but as you can see, the output might not exactly be the same. The output is 22. Why is that? That is because you haven't followed the precedency, right? In programming languages, usually there is a precedency, that is, first we have parenthesis, and then we have something called exponential, and then we have multiplication, division, and then remainder, and then you can have plus minus, and then there are so many unary operations, and with that, every time you have to follow this precedency. All right, so what we'll do is we can put a parenthesis here. Yeah, and now things will work smooth for us. We got the output which we had expected. That's what, sometimes you might do some logical errors which you won't even know how it is. You just need to understand like things properly. There is precedency, then yeah, let's go to syntax, right? You might do some errors with the syntax as well. Like, if you want to print a string out, you need to put it inside the quotation marks. But what if you don't put it inside the quotation? What if you miss the ending quotation? That is like a syntax error. When you do that, you will get an error that it actually says properly. Like, you can debug using these thing which they show you, the messages. So with that, we get to know, okay, there is this missing, and because this is not added, it is not even detecting the parenthesis later. So we'll just add a quotation, and yep, things will work smooth for us. We have hello. Okay, this was error, and then okay, there might be errors like, see, till now we haven't used something called semicolon, which we usually use in other programming languages, right? Here there is no necessary, there is like nothing. You don't need to have what you call with semicolon. But then if you want to print it in the same line, okay, if you want to print something in the same line, like if you want to print something like hello maybe, but then if you do this, you will come across an error. That is, it doesn't get to know what the next println, that is, this is. So if you want to write multiple lines together, you need to end it with a semicolon. And if you do that, it will start detecting. But Kotlin doesn't really want you to do that. They want you to write it in next line itself. That is for smoother code and everything. And okay, there's something which I found like really strange, because I'm a person who uses tab more, but then Kotlin says you to put 4 spaces, which is like no for me. But yeah, it's the same thing as clicking or pressing on a tab or 4 spaces, so it's like fine, it works. Okay, this was about everything. I think I have covered everything. Okay, yeah, there is one thing which I missed. There might be some cases where you want to put like inside quotations one more quotation, like hello GDSC SJEC, right? You want to put hello and then another quotation. But as you can see, this will cause loads of errors, right? A lot of errors. That is because when you write this once quotation mark, what happens is it ends, the string ends here, and then again string starts and ends here. So what we can do is put escape sequence, which is a backslash. Once you put escape sequence, things will start working fine. It will give the exact output which you need. See now, hello, we have it inside the quotation, and then we have hello again. So that was about how we can handle errors. And if more, you can just try around and figure it out. Okay, next we can go to the next thing. That is very simple, variables. Okay, about variables, what I can say is, imagine a memory. Okay, consider a memory as a complete row, and inside memories, it's like there are so many columns, like one row and there are many columns. So it's like you have memory and an address. So in that address you have defined a box. So that box is basically that box basically has a name, which is your variable name. So imagine a box which has an address in the memory, and it also has a name. That name is basically your variable name. And also you can put a value inside it, right? There's a variable, it's a container, you can put value inside it. That is all this thing about variables. So it's like you put the value, you can remove anytime and change the value. That's about variables. And we have a syntax for you in Kotlin, which is you write val, and then you write the name of your variable, and then you put a colon, then you define data type, and then you can initialize the value. So let me quickly show you how that can be done. So we can first, what was it? We have a val, right? And then we'll just add a count maybe, and then this we can just make it as an int for now, equals to 4. And then if you just do a print of count, you can like get the output. Okay, and this one like really dope thing about Kotlin, that this is actually dynamically typed. Okay, so that means that you don't really have to write the data type, that is int. So what you can do is you can just remove it, just like that, and then you have the output. It still works because Kotlin, it looks at the output and identifies what it is. So instead of this, you can just put a hello, and then things still will work as smooth. So that is one nice thing. And yeah, you don't really have to initialize together when you declare. So what you can do is you can just declare it and maybe declare it as an int. And then maybe later you can just type count is equal to 5, right? And then you will get the output as 5. But what if you want to maybe like change the value? You change the value as 10 later, and then you want to print it again, the same thing. Now, I mentioned like it's a box and you can just keep on changing values, right? So when we do this, let's see what happens. It says val cannot be reassigned. Why is that? Val is a keyword, and this says that it can only be initialized once. This makes the variable to only initialize once. So instead of val, what we'll do is we'll use something called var. Var means variable. So it keeps on changing, right? Now the variable can keep on changing. So you can just print and things will work smooth for you. There is 5 and there is 10 again. Okay, that was some small thing about variables. Now, yeah, now this thing, the name of the variable is actually something known as identifier, right? And identifiers usually has like few rules associated with it. You might have come across it with that. So I'll just this is not really required. I'll just, yeah, what, let's just remove everything. We'll have something val, and then what if we write something like 1 2 3 equals 10? Will it work? What do you guys say? Will it work? It obviously won't, because it has rules. What the rule is, something like you can start with any letter. You can start with any letter from A to Z, small or cap, anything. And you can end it with numbers. You can add in between numbers, but you can't begin with a number. Okay. You can begin with letters or underscore. So for this, if you just add an underscore here, it will work. That's what you can. Underscore basically act, that is the only special character allowed, and that acts like an alphabet. Okay, that was about this thing. And one more thing is, identifiers cannot be a keyword. So there is val, you can't write something like an if, or you can't write something like for, because that will cause you an error, because keyword is already defined. Keyword is something which is already stored there, right? You can't assign values to it. So if you write something, like, the compiler won't really understand what you're doing, because it's all syntactical stuff's going on. It's like wrong. You have to, you got to know the rules. You just need to do according to that. Okay. Okay. There's this one more thing about variables. As I said before, val count equals 10, and then if you want to print it something like in between, we want to print it between something like hello, today is, I don't know, today is count, today is 10. We want the output as today is 10. But this will definitely throw error. I mean, it's not throw error. It will print the same thing, because count is coming as a word inside a string. It will print it right away. So if you want to make it print as a variable here, you just need to add a dollar symbol, right? Just add a dollar symbol, and it will work for you. Today is 10. I know this doesn't make sense, but yeah. And if you want to add more, like something count 2 equals 20, and if you want to add the values here and then print something like count plus count 2, this is exactly how you should be writing that. You need to put it inside inside the braces with a dollar symbol. And you can perform any operation. You can perform a minus also. That's not an issue. Okay, that's about variables for you. Next, we will go to what comes next. We'll check there what happens. This was about variables, right? I mentioned that this was dynamically typed, and it can have we need to define data types to it. So what we will do is, we have few data types. With that data types, we can see what is it. So there is string. What does a string do? String is basically a text which you just, we were printing everything with println. That was basically a string. And that hello, what we added, that was also a string. That is about string. And then int is integer type. That is, it doesn't have any decimal thing associated with it. And then there is double and float. Double and float is just similar to each other, but there is one difference. Double has more precision than float. That is, float can give up on you at some specific precision, but double will still carry you with it. Okay, and then boolean. Boolean is when you want true or false. I know, you can actually use integer to make it as a bool, like 0 or 1. You can do that, but You know why I say Boolean is more better? Because usually the space it takes will be like 1 byte, which is much lesser than what an integer type can take. Okay, I think you can just go. These are the basic data types. You can go through them. You know, since we have these data types and our Kotlin uses these, that is why this Kotlin is not really a pure object oriented, right? If we were using something like an object to define this data types, that would be an actual object oriented. So yeah, that's about data types. Okay, let's take with real life examples, right? What is variables and how we can do with it. So what we'll see here, Google, this is actually a name, it's a string. Here you can see, okay, save can be like true or false, so this can be a Boolean construct. And then there is again 4.2, this is a double because there is a precision associated with it. That was our Google Maps. And then when it comes to YouTube, you will have number of views, which is an integer, number of likes, which is an integer, and then the name, which is a string. So now why am I saying this to you guys? It's because, see, the alignment is basically the same. Everything that happens here is the same picture which you get for every video out there, for every location out there. It's the same thing that is shown, but only the content is different. That is where variables actually come into picture, right? Because the contents, when it keeps changing, we need to use variables. Okay, that's about variables. And next up, we'll have comments. There are two types of comments, right? One is single line comment and multi-line comment. Let me just show you real quick what it is. It's something like, this is single line comment, something like okay, we are learning Kotlin today. Yeah, we are learning Kotlin today. And you can also put something here. If you want to exclude the println statement, you can just put it anywhere. So once you add a comment, our compiler skips reading through it. Our compiler goes line by line, it reads everything and then compiles it, right? So when you add a comment, it skips through it. It is only for the users to understand the code. So if I run this, you can see that nothing prints because we just commented out the print line statement, so it no longer comments. Okay, there was something called multi-line comment. If you want to comment the entire thing out, what you can do is you can do opt a multi-line comment, which is something like this. Yeah, you put slash asterisk and asterisk slash, that the entire thing inside it gets commented out. If you just later on, if you just do something like println hello, it works. Only this line works, rest nothing works. Okay, that was about comment. And if we go to the next thing, we finally came back to functions. Our main function, I was just trying to pitch in few ideas about functions, but then I was like, let's keep it later, right? Let's do it now. About functions. Functions is something which makes your life easy. So it's like, if you want to perform a set of things again and again together, you just call a function. It's like you have a procedure. You are in a shop or something. I mean, you have a shop. If you want to instruct someone the same thing again and again, you can write it somewhere and they can just see that, right? So it's the same thing. You just define the what we have to do, and every time we want it, we just call it. Let's go to the syntax, how it works. So you can see these are the syntax. So let's see the first thing, that is this one. We have the function, which is fun, which is a keyword, and then we have name, and then we have two parentheses, and then the actual, when the braces comes, there is like the actual body where you write multiple statements that gets executed again and again when you call the function, right? And remember, there needs to be a space. Okay, that's like to just make it clean for you guys. We'll go ahead and see that. Let's just remove everything. Let's create a function, something maybe greetings. And then basically you just, what you do is you just print something like hello Android. Yeah. And then you have to just call it here. Greetings of. What you did is the your compiler won't even see what this is. Okay, it just starts executing from here. So when it comes across greetings, it will check for the definition and then it executes. So when I execute this, hello Android gets printed because it was here. It gets printed from there. And this is, I mean, what if you want to, like, you don't want to write other stuffs before, like, there is a function called greetings which I have written above main. What if you want to keep your main function above anything else? So you just, what you can do is you can just write it here, like directly. There is no issue with that. You just write and it prints the same. But that doesn't work in every programming language out there, right? And what if you're writing function definition in a different translation unit, that is maybe different files, and your main file is somewhere else? You can't just write, redefine definitions everywhere whenever you need, right? So what we will do for that is there is something called function signature, which is same as function declaration. This was our function definition. Yeah. And what we'll write now is function declaration. So in that what we will do is we'll just write the same thing, fun greetings, and that's it. That is just your function declaration. Okay, so yeah, that's the use. As I told you, if you have written it somewhere else, your compiler will get panicked that, okay, this definition is not there. That is when, if you just say that, okay, compiler, calm down, we have something called this which is defined somewhere else, don't worry. A compiler thinks, okay, maybe it's true, and then it will execute without throwing you an error. That is where we exactly use that. Okay, that was about the first syntax which I showed you. And the next syntax, let's use the return type. Okay, what did we do? We just sent here and we started printing everything here itself, right? What if we don't really want that? We want the hello Android to be sent back to us. In that case, what we can do is we have to just define the return type here. If you're okay, let me just say, by default there is one return type. Like in Python, maybe it is none, and in other languages maybe it is void. It's like you're returning nothing, and here it is known as unit. Okay, so in this case what happens is it actually returns nothing. Public function unit, hold on. Okay, you're calling greetings, it's the same, and then you have unit, even that is the same. A conflicting overloads, public function greetings. I'm not really able to figure it out, but then, okay, that's the thing, right? There is something called a unit that does the same work as that. Here there is conflict. Oh wait, that is because of this. I'm sorry. Yeah, things work for you. I mean, I had just declared it and I didn't really use it. So that was the thing about it. Unit really doesn't really remove anything for you. I mean, doesn't really return anything for you. It returns none. And if you want to return something, maybe you want to return a string. So what you do for that is you just return it, right? You return something, the same thing, return hello Android. You return this, but what you can, but see, I'll run it. It prints nothing for you because the value which you return gets stored in greetings. It got stored in greetings, right? You have, what you can do is you can just create a variable, something like, I don't know, hello. I'm just using hello quite a lot. We have hello and it goes to hello. So that hello you can maybe print and it should actually print now. So you returned it and you printed it. That is what happened, right? Or you can directly call this function. Yeah, we'll just directly call this function inside a print statement. So when you do this, it directly, you're not really using any variables in between, you're just directly printing it out. That was about when you return something, and that's what it happens. Okay. Next thing was the next thing, that is with parameters, right? What we will do is we will send parameters now. That parameters we using that will make it print. See, now here every time it is we are printing hello Android. What is we want to print, like hello GDAC or hello Pragnya or anything. So for that you can like send values. Maybe you can just create a val name equals GDSC SJEC, and then you just send the same thing. You just send it here and then you receive it here. You have to receive it. Okay, don't forget to do that. And then you define the thing. Yeah, name equals string. And that's about it. Here, since we had name, we can just do this. Let's see if it works. It worked, right? We had hello Android before. Now we send the parameter and that's the thing. And what if we want to send more parameters and not just one? What you can do is you can just maybe like one, yeah. Let's send an integer. And then here we can just ask it to return some number. So it is an int value. So it's like hello name. Let me just write something. It's okay, yeah, something. We just write something. And when we run it, I made the same mistake which I told you we shouldn't do. That is adding a dollar. Yeah. That's there. We sent one and we got it here. Okay, now this was about this. And you can also add default values to it. If you don't actually send anything here, you can actually make something default. That is, I think I missed, yeah. You can just maybe write string equals Android as a default, and then num equals 0 as default. And then if you don't really send the value, if you just send the name, let's see what happens. It's been 0 months for us, right? So yeah, that was about it. This is something like you can add default values, but then see, now I just sent only one. But what if I want to send the second value? If I just want to send it something like second value. So when you do that, it will throw you an error because you actually skipped out on the first one. It is expecting you to send it in the proper format, but you missed sending one thing. How to resolve this? We can resolve it by using something called named parameters. Okay, when you do named parameters, what you can do something like name is to, let me just, sorry. Okay, that's, and then there was one more thing, right? let's just see. Let's just see it works. Okay, it works. That is because you send it as a name. You can like at this point you can actually interchange everything. You can just put a comma here and okay, remove this. It works. Even though you change the order, it still works. So at this case, whatever default it is, that is, even if you remove this, no, before it throw error for us, but now it won't throw the same error. It will still work. It will take this value and then it will use this one. So yeah, that's about it. We finished functions and that's it. That was my part. Okay, guys. If you have any queries about this, you can ask. We'll take like some 5 minutes break. You can ask till then. Anybody has any issues? Did you guys understand? Was it too hard? Kotlin is actually simple. Okay, you guys did understand. Yeah, we are having a short break. At this time, you can act, before we begin with the actual compose, that is actually we start with the app development. We'll have a small break. And in this break, you can just ask any questions, anything which you didn't understand. We are here to help you out. And yeah, did you guys install Android Studio? Who didn't install here? Did you face any issues? Okay. You don't really have to install the emulator, you can just directly connect it to your actual mobile device. That's what I do because emulator actually takes a lot of space. You can try doing that. And don't worry guys, if you haven't installed yet, it's fine. Today we are just going to teach you the basics so you can just catch it up, and we'll also provide you the materials which is like really beginner friendly, so you will like it a lot.
So yeah, let us see how many of you installed Android Studio and how many of you are ready to code along. Put a yes in the chat box if you have already installed and ready to code along. Yes, you can see most of them installed. Good, good, good. Great. We can see so many numbers coming up. Yes. Great, great. So we'll be starting in a while. Please open your Android Studio and keep. No, there will not be any issues as such regarding path or anything, but we'll see. It should not cause any issues as far as I know. So you can directly open it. The shortcut would be created in your desktop, I guess, or else you can directly search from the app bar. So you can directly use it. There is no issues regarding path. Path will be put into C drive itself. Yeah, so that was our quick break. So I guess everyone are ready to start off with. Yes, I can see so many yes coming up when I asked the question that if you could code along today. Yes, so I guess most of you have installed Android Studio, and yeah, let us start the session. I'll quickly share my screen. So yeah, okay. Is my screen visible? Yes, cool, cool. So, okay, guys. So I want to know how many of you here have already worked in Android Studio and have prior experience. Put yes if you have already worked with Android Studio. Put no if you haven't worked with Android Studio. Quickly, guys. Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So we see many no's here. That means many of you are beginners here. Very good. Okay, we can learn along together. So yes, so we'll start off with. So when you open the Android Studio, for you guys, first time when you're opening the Android Studio, it might show you a screen wherein you have a plus button and a folder icon beside it. So click on that first plus button to create a new project. Do not go ahead. Okay, we'll code along together. We'll create a new project. I'll give you a tour on Android Studio, how it works. Okay, and we'll go step by step. Okay, click on that plus symbol if you have, or else if you already have some existing project, you can also click on this new project. So yes, if you have already landed up in this screen, put a yes in the chat box. Create a new project. Yes, come on. Cool, cool. So yes, anyone facing any issues, you can put it down in the chat box. Okay, cool. So we can see many S coming up. Okay. So click on this empty compose activity. I repeatedly telling guys, do not rush and click on the any other things and just start your application with. No, let us code along. So first click on empty compose activity and click next. Okay. Once you click next, you have to give a name for your application. So today we are going to create a simple birthday card application. So it will be a very basic application. So name it as birthday card. Okay. And in the folder, select where you want to save your projects. Click on this folder icon. So it will ask you where you want to store it. So I will select my D drive. and compose camp pick one. So I want to save it here. Also, make sure no, it will automatically create the folders, but for assistance, so you need to create a folder so that in case in some machines due to some installation errors, it may not work as we expect. So that is why I advise everyone to wherever whichever folder you want, go inside that folder, create a new folder by clicking a new folder icon here. Is my screen really visible? Okay, I think this new folder, this thing is not visible. Okay, let me just share that also. Just a minute, guys. Yes, I think now it should be visible. So yeah, so here when you click on the folder icon, you can see this. So go directly to the folder which you want to install and click on the plus button and give it a name as birthday card. That is the folder name you're giving. Inside this folder, all your application files will be stored. So click OK once you finish. So this is the folder where you want to create this application. And once you are done with creating the folder inside the location where you want to store, click on OK. So this is how it will save as, and minimum SDK version, let it be default, the API 21. So if in case you go like for previous APIs, it may not work. Some apps may not work as expected. So that is why I advise all of you to click on API 21 itself. The default, let it be default. Do not change anything and use legacy Android support libraries. Let it be unchecked. Okay. Let it be Android 5.0 itself. So you can see here, your app will run on 98.8% of the devices. If you decrement the API version, then some apps may not be compatible with the devices. Basically, the emulators, what we are using here. You can also create, connect a physical device and use it. So anyways, let us finish it. So once you click on finish, it is down, you can see scanning files to index. Let us wait for it to be completed. Down you can see download Gradle. So for the first time, if you are running it, it might take some time. So give it some time. Okay, depending on your system speed, also it depends how long it will take to build. So this is the basic template which you get before building. Anyone stuck anywhere? And also, guys, the first build will definitely take some time. So have some patience, and also it also majorly depends on your system specifications. So for this, you will need a minimum of 8 GB RAM. And also a good processor also. Okay, we can see it's still building up here. We'll wait for some time. The first build will take some time, and the subsequent builds will be comparatively faster than expected. So until it finishes the building process, I'll just give you a tour of Android Studio. So we have here a project section where all our projects related the files and the directory structure, everything will be visible here. And secondly, we have emulator here. Okay, we can have the emulated versions, like whatever we want to run. It's just like a virtual device. We create a virtual device. So that we can see it here. And for those who have just entered the Android Studio, you will not have a emulator installed. So in case if you don't have, sometimes it will be by default, it will be created depending on the package you installed. Most of the times it should be installed by default. So go to the tools and click on device manager. In the above, click on tools and click on device manager. And you can see here, I have installed Pixel 5. So in case you have not installed any device or no devices show up here, you can click on this select hardware, and in the phone category, you can choose whichever phone you want. Just I advise you a Pixel 5 or lesser versions. And after clicking on that particular device, click on next. And here you will get a series list of Android versions. So you can select Android R. Okay. Let us not go too high or let us not go too low. So let us keep our API level to 30. So let it be common. So click on next and it will ask you some settings. Let it be just proceed with the default settings. Okay, and click on finish. Okay, it will download you the emulator for you. So since I have already added it, I'm not downloading it again. And for those who have already have some devices, let it be Pixel 3a, 4 or anything, let it be as it is. Okay, cool. So anyone finished the building process? Say yes in the chat box. Window Defender firewall has blocked some features of this app. Should I allow access? Definitely allow access. Yes. Okay, we have one person saying yes that his build has been completed. Great. Anyone else, or is it still building? Cool. We can see so many finish coming up. Okay. We'll wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to finish it. It may not take the same time on everyone's PC. So didn't get the starting part of the virtual machine creation. Okay, cool. I will show it again. So click on this tools and click on the device manager. So you can see here on the right side of your screen, you can see the device manager, and here click on create device. So once you click on create device, you'll be asked to select the device which you want. So you can click on any device of your choice. Let it be Pixel 3a, 4 or 4a, 5 or 4 XL 5, anything, and click on next. Okay, click on select the device and click on next, and it will ask you the API level and the Android version. Let the Android version be R and API level be 30, and click on next and click finish. It has to download that Android version, and the first time booting up the AVD will also take time. Okay, cool. So for those who haven't completed yet, put a no in the chat box where it is still building. So we'll know if we can continue or we will still have to wait. Okay. Okay. Cool. We'll wait for a couple of minutes. We can see a couple of no's there. Okay, cool, cool. Take your time. Okay, we'll have some 5 more minutes. Okay, let it complete and then we can start off. So let it complete for everyone. Okay, I'll continue with the other things. So I will just open up the birthday card application, which I've already done. So I'll just show you how it should look and what are the things which you have to, you know, look into inside the Android Studio. So yeah, coming to the things. So this is the main coding part where your code will be there, and in the project part, all your directory structure can be seen as I have already mentioned. And second thing is down you can see the emulator. You can see if your emulator is running or not. Emulator is just a virtual device which will run. Okay, and in device manager I've already explained how you can create a device. And one most important thing is the resource manager, which is you can see it here, or else if you don't see it here, you can go to the tools and you can click on resource manager. So here you can see all the resources which will be using in this project. So by default, some of two of the resources will be there, drawable resource, and rest of the things we have string resources also. I'll cover everything in detail. Okay, while building the app. So this is the project panel and this is the code panel, and we will get once everything building is clear, we will have you know clear cut divisions where we have code panel as well as we have a split screen panel and we have a preview panel. So guys, is my screen stuck? Okay. Okay, let me reshare the screen. Okay, I hope it is visible now. All right. Okay, cool, cool. So yeah, so if you have missed that part, so here we have a project panel on the right left hand side of your screen. We have project panel where you need to focus mainly on the app part. So click on the app part and click on the Java part. Or when you create a project, it will already be open. And click on the first one, not the Android test or test. Click on the first one with the birthday card which we have created, and click on that main activity. Double click on it. It will be loaded. So for most of you, it'll already be loaded. So first one is the code palette, which you can see here, and second one is the split screen palette, where without using the emulator, the advantage of using composable, we have a feature called preview, where you can preview it here in the split screen view. You can see whatever changes you're making. You can build and directly test it before running it on the device. So this option is very handy when you want to test something and your device is not, the device specifications are not so, but still you can test the things out. So that is about the code and the split screen part. Design part, complete preview will be visible. So this was a quick tour on Android Studio. Okay, so anyone still whose build is running? Guys, want your responses? Can we start? Say yes, or do you want some more time to build your projects. We can start. Okay. You can see one is coming up here. Cool. What about others? Shall we start, guys? Okay, cool. We can start, I guess. So I will share the screen. I think this was it. So for everyone, so this is the screen which would be visible when you first open and create the things. So this is the template which is visible. So let us go ahead and create some things. Okay. So first things first. So first we will add it text element to our project. So basically all the functions are composable. When you want to create any functions, as you had learned in the Kotlin sessions, so here in the using Jetpack Compose, everything should be composable. So basically, you have to start with the at composable tag. So you can see here, it is in most of our screens, we can already see at composable here. So that is what we can see here. And in the split screen view, you can see the preview of what we are doing. So at composable is the tag we give. So this is what preview you can see here. So I hope in everyone's screen, when you click on the split screen view, this should be visible. Say yes in the chat box if it is visible. And after the writing composable, you should write the name of the function and the data type, what you're passing. All the parameters should be clearly specified when you are doing it. Okay. The rest of the part remains same for Kotlin. Like the whatever Pragna has explained during the Kotlin session. So same thing goes here also. So name of the first, we start with the fun, that is the keyword for function. And this is the name of the function, and this is the parameter which is passed, and this is the data type of the parameter which is passed. And we give a space gap, so just for better coding practices. So and then this is the text element which we say. See, dollar is used to say that the text we are passing here. See here, Android we are passing here. So that is what is being passed to this function, and this is rendered here. So in order to see anything in the preview section, you need to have this at preview tag and then at composable. Then you define that function and the function name, the greeting, then it will be visible inside the preview. So I hope this is clear for you guys now. So now what we will do is a simple birthday card application. So we will say, uh, happy birthday, the text, just go to the text and edit this text to happy birthday. We'll take some random name, Alex. Okay. So this is one text which we created. Okay. And we will rename this function. Okay, guys. So rename this function as birthday card with text. Okay. Now you can see the errors popping up. So what you have to do is the greeting function is no longer called, or it is no longer available. So you need to call this birthday card with text everywhere. So copy the name, what you have written, birthday card with text, paste it everywhere wherever greeting was there earlier. So greeting with text, we have seen that here. Okay, so if you don't see any of the folders inside the Java folder, you did not have UI.theme. Okay, you need not have really the UI.theme. You can just click on main activity.kt. You can just work around. So I think while creating, if you have created it using the proper empty compose activity, it must show main activity.kt. I hope it is clear. Yeah. So yeah, this was the text we have written. So we also want to write from whom you are saying happy birthday. So let us say create one more text field. Okay, and click text is equal to from, say, write your names, guys. Okay. Okay, cool. I think this much is done in everyone's screen. So we have added two texts. See, don't worry about when you get this preview overlapping, we will figure it out all the things. Okay, we'll make it proper. So for now, just focus on, you know, the main part. So if you're done with this adding two text elements, kindly put a yes in the chat box, guys. Okay, I can see one reply. Just adding two text, guys. Don't worry about the text overlapping. We'll figure it out. Okay, we'll deal with that error. What about others? Are you guys stuck anywhere? Okay, I presume that all of you have completed this task. Okay, let me continue with the next thing. That is nothing but we are wrapping this text around and we are giving it as a column. Okay, we are giving a column layout so that the default preview which is shown here, it should not show like this. So click select this text, both of this text, and there will be a bulb icon. Click on that bulb icon and surround with widget. Okay, and click on surround with column. Okay, create and hold the text. Click on the bulb icon and surround with widget, and click on surround with column. I hope that is clear, guys. So you can see in the preview now, guys. So it is coming one after the other. Okay, if you want, you can decrease the scaling of that preview. So happy birthday, Alex is there, and from Pratik. So this is what we have added till now. So once you have wrapped it around the column container, so we can move ahead and we can display it to the user. Okay, so once you click on this run button, it will run it. So before doing this, we will also add a image to it. So to just as to make it look more better, so we will add image to it. Okay, so let us see how to do that. So let us create one more function that is nothing but at composable. Code along with me, guys. Any errors or any issues, let me know in the chat box. Okay, at composable, let us have one more function that is nothing but birthday card with image. Okay, so and here I will take the parameter as message, which is a string, and from whom you are sending, that is nothing but from. Okay, that is nothing but again a string. Give a one space gap and enter into that function. Okay, I will just show you the code part. So we created at composable and we created a function named birthday card with image, where message is a string and from is also a string. So two string parameters we are passing on to this function. And here, before beginning with the image, I will share you a link. Kindly everyone download that image. Okay, so there is an Android party image. I will share you the link in the chat box. Just a minute, guys. I guess the link is available to everyone now. So you can go ahead and download the first image, that is nothing but Android party.png. So that is the image. Once you download the image, put yes in the chat box. You can download to any location, it doesn't matter. We are going to import that image to our Android Studio. So I want your responses, guys. Are you able to access and download that image? Okay, I can see only one yes here. Two, come on. Okay, cool. So I guess then it should be available to everyone. Cool. Okay, so guys, so we'll continue with that. So come back to your Android Studio. Okay, come back to your Android Studio, and I had explained you the resource manager earlier. So on the left palette, click on this resource manager, and here the default resources you can see here. Okay. So now what we will do is, where you have downloaded that image, just drag and drop to this resource manager. Okay, guys, just drag and drop that Android party image to this resource. I will share my entire screen if you are not comfortable with how you could do it. Okay, so I have an Android party image here. So open your file browser, wherever you have downloaded it, wherever you have saved it, if at all in downloads or anywhere, go to that Android party image. Just click and hold that Android party image and move it to this resource manager. Okay, and once you move, the import drawables will be opened. Once you enter this screen, put a S in the chat box so that I know everyone are following up. Okay. Are you guys in this screen? Import drawables. Is it visible for you guys? Just drag and drop that image to this drawable part. Guys, if you're facing any issues, feel free to message. Okay, let it be to everyone so that our mods are there here. So they'll be going through your issues and they'll be helping you out. We can take up that questions also. Maybe many people are also facing the same issues. So please don't hesitate to put in your issues, whatever you're facing. So I can see only one S that this import drawable screen is visible. What about others, guys? Guys, quickly reply. Okay. We can see two people replying in our chat. So Anish and Jeevan. Good, good. So what about others, guys? Are you in the screen? Import drawables, or are you facing any issues? So we can have, okay. We see two more people, Vinay, Darren, Vaishnavi, Vanessa, so Ralvina. Good, good, good. We have many people in the screen. So I guess nobody is stuck anywhere in the previous screen. So we'll continue with this. So in the import drawables, okay, click on the qualifier type, select density. Okay, click on the qualifier type, the drop down menu, click on density and click on no density. Okay, click on node density. Click on the qualifier type as density and value as no density. Okay, qualifier type as density, value no density. Cool. Once you are finished with this part, you can just click on next and import. So this image will be imported to your resources. Okay. Yeah. If you cannot see it soon after, you can just click on the project and come back to resource manager. It needs just needs to be refreshed. See, you can see here that Android party image has been pasted in this. I mean, it's been imported to our Android Studio. Now we can use this image in our application. So let us quickly continue with the birthday card. So in order to use this image, we need to create a variable called let us name this variable as the image itself. So we'll take the val you have already studied. Val is just for, you can, it's a constant value. So once you declare something as val, it is not going to change. You cannot change it in a later part. So we'll name it as the image, and this image is of a painter resource. This image comes from a painter resource. So click on just type a painter resource. When you click on paint only, it comes. So you can just click on hit enter. Okay, so id it comes. When this id is been popped up and the cursor is blinking, just click on r dot, okay, r dot drawable. Okay, just click r dot drawable dot. So r dot drawable dot, and once you click on this dot, all the images which are available in your resource manager will be visible. Click on the first image and hit enter. That is Android party. So now you have successfully taken that image from the resource manager to your project which you're working on. So next we will add this image to our application. How to add that? Okay, so we have a tag called as image tag. Okay, so once you hit enter, once you click IMA, the image tag will come. So just click on hit enter. So it will automatically come painter equal to content description equal to. So painter, you give this as the image what we have given. This image is nothing but the image which we have imported here, image. So that is this image, and the content description, give it as null, guys. So give it as null. So by this, we can have our image displayed on our screen. So let us now see in the preview. Just go to the split screen view, click on that split screen button and click on build and refresh. Okay, you can see here it will be building down the status. You can see rendering the preview. Okay, beautiful thing, we did not see any image though we have added this image. So can anyone tell me why this happened? Exactly, Anish is exactly right. So we did not call this function anywhere. That is why it is not even highlighted. This function name is not even highlighted. So this function we need to use somewhere. So what we will do is we will call this birthday card with text. Okay, soon after the image, birthday card with text name, we are passing it as uh, okay, here we passed only one argument. So name, we'll pass it as message. Okay, and we do not have one more parameter, that is nothing but from parameter, that is also a string. So here we can say from equal to from, And this from are different, guys. So this from is the parameter we are taking from birthday card with image, and this birthday card with text, this is the parameter which we are passing. Okay, guys, cool. So we have taken up the parameters also. So now here, instead of this text, we can just directly say it as name, and from we can directly say it as from, and we are ready with our application. Only thing what we need to alter here is in the preview section, instead of with text, we are calling with image, and this image, now you can see it has been highlighted now, birthday card with image, and inside that we have an image as well as we have another function call that is nothing but birthday call with text. And inside this birthday call with text, we have the two text things, one is name and from. And this one, you can ask where it is called or where it is passed. So you have to pass everything here. So you can even call the parameter and then pass it, such as the parameter is message here. Okay, so we are calling birthday card with text. So the parameter there is name. So name equal to the name which I mean, for convenience, let us keep it as message itself. Okay, message equal to happy birthday Alex. Okay, and comma from equal to, you can say your name. For now, I am writing my name here. So here you can see the error arises because here it is still name. So we'll change it to message. Yes, here also we have to change it to message. I think now it should be fine. And here also we have to change it to message. So wherever you have kept it as name, change it to message. So message we are passing as happy birthday, and from you are passing it as your name. So we are now done with the basic steps which we have to show. And in the birthday card with image also, we have to pass this parameter message and from. So we'll go ahead and pass it. So message is equal to same thing. I can copy paste, or I will give you a best practice coding practice, that is, instead of copy pasting the same thing again and again, it will again create overhead. So we'll just select this text happy birthday Alex and store it into a resource. Okay, select this text happy birthday Alex and click on this bulb icon and convert uh, extract to string resource. Okay, extract a string resource. So click on sorry, I clicked by mistake. So extract to string resource, click on this, and it will ask you the name of the resource. Just click on the resource name as message itself. Okay, and click on OK. Okay, select that happy birthday Alex text and click on that bulb icon, extract resource, and click this, name this resource as message and click OK. It will automatically be imported as get string r.string.message. Message is the thing which we passed in the this thing. So here string, you can see here I have already created messages happy birthday Alex. So now this also we will store it as one more resource. Click on the bulb icon, extract string resource, and this is from. Okay, guys, click on OK. And again, you can see one more resource have been added up. So here, instead of writing again and again happy birthday on all those things, you can just directly write it as string resource. So if you just type str, it will come string resource, hit enter. So ID it will ask, so r dot, now it is a string resource. So r dot string dot, and it will ask which string is that, message string. So this is the first parameter which we have passed. And the second parameter is from equal to, again you have to have that same thing, string resource ID is equal to r dot string dot from. So I hope everyone are clear with these steps, guys. So if you're clear, say yes in the chat box. And you can also go ahead and run your preview, guys. Once you're done with this, you can go to your preview split screen and you can click build and refresh. Guys, if you're stuck anywhere, please message in the chat box so that we can resolve those issues. Not selected, in progress. Okay. From in progress. Okay. Okay, never mind. We will debug it later. Okay. So first we will see how do we put these layouts. So layout, we need to put one more layout here. That is nothing but box layout for image and the text to be overlaid. Okay, I cannot see this option coming up. So if in case that option is not coming up, you can just directly type out box and open and close the curly braces. Okay, and after the end of this birthday card with text, close it. Okay, and this box layout has to be imported. Click on Alt Enter and hit Enter to import this box layout. So this is what the box layout is. So this box layout is used to overlap the image and the text. So image will be behind and text will be front. See guys, you can see the required output now. So happy birthday, Alex. Okay, as you can see, this is not actually what we want. See, it's not actually aligned properly and all those things we have to keep in mind now. So it is not even showing up in the default column layout. So this can create a lot of issues. So for that, now we will proceed and we will alter some of the parameters of the image as well as the text. So before moving on to this, I want to know if anyone are facing any issues. If not, put a yes in the chat box that you have completed this until this. Please put a yes, guys. Okay, Anish is done. What about others? Come on, guys, do reply if you're done with this. If you're facing any issues, please put it in the chat box. We'll try to figure out what issues you're facing. The box layout mainly is used to put the image and the text both together. So one upon the other. The column layout, there are three types of layout basically. One is the box layout, one is the column layout, one is the row layout. Box layout is for overlapping the image and the text together. And column layout is used to display it in a single column, and row layout is used to display it in a single row. Okay, I presume that all of you are doing, and since you're on the Android Studio screen, you're not able to reply. Okay, cool. So let us continue with altering the things. So here we can see all those things which are not aligned at all properly. So we'll go ahead and alter it one by one. First one is the image which we have to alter it. So we can have a modifier for this image. So click, put a comma and say modifier, type modifier. Okay, modifier equal to, okay, let me just put only the code screen. So modifier equal to capital modifier dot fill max height, always the height should come first and then the width should come. Always the height and then the width. So dot fill max height, it's a function, and dot fill max width. Okay. Modifier dot fill max height dot fill max width. So by doing this, you can something get it like this. Okay, so we can see it has filled the height and width, but it has not taken the entire application which we want. So in order to do that, we have to define the content scale. Scaling we have to define. So we'll define the scale. Yeah, that is nothing but the content scale. Content scale is equal to, I hope everyone are following, content scale. If you just click on content scale equal to capital CONT, you'll get the option as content scale dot crop. So you have to click on content scale dot crop. So click on content scale dot crop and now click on build and refresh. Just you have to add one more modifier. I mean, not modifier, a content scale. So now you can see your image has taken the whole width and length of the application, and the scaling is also proper. So I hope everyone are following. Okay, and let us move ahead and align the text, quickly align the text so that we can finish our first Android application. So come to the text fields. So we will alter some of the things. So first parameter what we can give is the font size. Okay, the font size you can give it as some 34.esp. So ASP, you should import it. It will automatically show you a hint. Click on Alt Enter. So you can import it that way. Okay, font size you have set it. And you need to have a modifier for this also. Okay, so let us have a modifier. Modifier equal to modifier dot. Again, we want this text to occupy the full width of the screen, and we want the text to be centered. So in order for the text to be centered, we have a function called as wrap context. So wrap content. So wrap content is the option we have to select. Wrap content width. You can see here option. So wrap, if you click on, I mean, type dot wrap, you can see this is a modifier we are adding. So wrap content width. So that is nothing but wrap content width. And inside this, you have to specify that alignment. Okay. So you can see alignment here. Alignment dot center horizontally. Okay. You can center horizontally. So this is the modifier which you're going to add. And later on, you can add some padding also. Dot padding you can add. So padding is the space above and below the text, as well as to the left and right of the text. So basically, the left part is called as the start, and the right part is called as the end, and the top is called as top itself, and bottom is called as bottom itself. So we can add a padding as start padding to be around 16 we can give. Okay, and this is in DP format. So I'll click on Alt Enter. You have to import this also. So start is the left part how much space you want to leave, and then we also have to give the top part padding will give top and left padding will give. So that also we will keep it as 16 dp. Okay, so once we are done with this padding part, we will have the same padding for the next one also. So just copy all these things, font size and the modifier which I have typed, copy and paste it in this section also. But text size, you can just reduce it, since it is a from, you can reduce it to 30 sp. And now go to the split screen view, build and refresh. Cool, guys. So here we go. This is our first birthday card application which we have built. So if in case you want to make this text bold, so if you want to make this happy birthday as bold, so we can also add one more parameter as font weight. Okay, font weight. And this property also we can set it to font weight dot bold. So font weight dot bold. So everything, almost everything is, since it is a Android Studio is an intelligent code editor, you can have everything here. So font weight dot bold. So again, click on build and refresh. The preview will be rendered. Hola, here you go. So happy birthday, Alex by Pratik. So this is the birthday card application. So guys, once you finish with this and you have this preview, just click on the above run button, run app. Okay, click on this run app. Your emulator will be started soon. You can see down the Gradle build is running. Your app will be built successfully and your mobile, your virtual device will be loaded now. Let the build be finished. The first build and the first loading time for the emulator will be a little bit slow. So let us wait for the app to be loaded. Once the emulator starts, it will show like this, connecting to the emulator. As you can see, our virtual device is ready, Pixel 5 API 30. Don't as you can see the phone, don't tap something and don't go to explore things now itself. It will automatically install the app and it will automatically open the app. So as you can see, the app has been opened and there is some issue where the image is not being loaded. Okay, I see the image is not loaded here. Let us debug it. What is the issue? Okay, I think the code looks fine because the preview is also being generated only in the emulator. It is showing that way. So let us close the app and let us reopen the app. Or maybe we can try refreshing it. Click on this option, guys, apply changes and restart activity if it is not shown. So it will ask you to terminate the app and reinstall it. The preview is fine, meaning our code is perfectly fine. Okay. Guys, I hope you guys are getting the output. Let me know. So let us just change this text and try it here. Guys, anyone with the same issues? Or are you guys getting the output? Text, if you're getting the output. Guys, at least you have to see the main screen. If not, the getting the output with the image. Cool. You should get it, guys. I think there is some glitch since I have multiple applications with the same name. So maybe it's the resources are not being loaded properly. Okay, reinstall and restart. Yes, this is another application which I have created. So even this should run. Let us try once more. Changes were not applied. Okay, overlay ID mismatch. Terminate. I think some error with the resources, guys, but as you can see, I have multiple with the same name, app names. So that is causing an issue because already I had the same name, app name. You can see birthday card, both the app names are same. So I have created a duplicate version of it. So it's not able to render it. Okay. So that's it, guys. That was the first application. So I think, yeah. In the other application, if you could see, yes. Let me just rename this and show it to you so that you know the expected output should look like this. Are anyone facing this issue, or are you people getting the output? Okay, reinstall and restart the application. Okay, terminate. Okay, cool. So this is the expected output, guys. This is how it should look. Okay, and other modifiers you can add and explore with this. So I will show you two more applications which I have already developed. So there is no time to code along for those applications. Those are the projects which are given. So I expect you guys to complete those projects, and you'll be shared a Discord link. And if you guys finish those projects, all the projects, you can put your projects, whatever you have created, take a screenshot of those projects, and you can click it. I mean, you can send it over to us in the Android domain in our Discord channel. So once you receive the link, please do share there, share your works, and Discord links will be shared to you later, guys. And yeah, I will show you what are the other apps. Okay, I'll quickly open that app. For time being, I'll close this. And I'll close this too. And yeah, one of the application is this, wherein a compose application it is. So here what we do is a simple compose article is there. We just give an image, and you can see here image resource we have taken. The whole layout is a column layout, and we have one image and there is a heading. This is the heading part, text, one text field, and one more text field we have for the article, the first paragraph, and the second paragraph we have one more text article. And for how it looks, I will just run and show it to you guys. It's building the application. Meanwhile, I'll open another application which you guys have to build. I've even showed the sample code, how you should build the application. So the whole layout is a column layout. We have one image and one text heading and one more text for the paragraph and one more text for the second paragraph. I'll show you once the app loads. It is still loading. Okay, it is now installing. I think the loading is done. Okay, so you can see in the screen. So this is the app which you guys have to create, and the images, the link, take out the link which have already shared in the chat. Okay, so the images for that you'll get it there. So first you have to add the image, and next you have to add the text, and consequently you have to go on adding the text. So first, this is the text component. First one is the image component, and next is the text heading. Alter the middle with the sizes and things. Okay, size, make sure font size is always in SP, and the padding is always in DP. So make sure to note that. Okay, font size is SP and padding is in DP. So this is one of the application which you guys have to build, and you will be shared with the materials how you can build and how you can learn all this. So first, you have, if you have coded along with me the birthday card application, you will see the same application on your screen too. Now it's time to move just a little bit forward and just same add, instead of box layout you are using a column layout. First the image should come, next the text component, and next one more text component should come. So it's not at all difficult, guys. You can easily do it. I'm even showing you the sample code here. So column layout, and you have to add an image. First you have to import that image to that resource manager. There is a painter resource, and once you get that image, then you call this image tag, then you add this image, then the text, this text, the heading text, and next the two other paragraphs. You can meddle with the text alignment also. Text align, you can give it as justify. All these are available to you in the course, guys. So make sure to complete your course. You'll be earning the badges, if you complete the course also. So one more application also is there. That is nothing but the task manager application, whose layout also I will explain it to you. So this is what a simple application, the tick mark, the all tasks completed, nice work. Only three things we have structured it in such a way that image we have, all tasks completed is a text field we have, and a little bit lesser size, nice work, is also a text field we have. So I will open the task manager application also. I hope it is visible now. So this is the code for that. The whole thing is a column layout. The whole thing is a column layout. And to this column layout, one main important thing you have to note is, before starting this curly braces, inside the parentheses, I have specified the modifier. That is, it has to fill the maximum width and the height, and it has to be centered exactly in the center. The whole thing has to be centered in the whole thing has to be centered to the application center part. So that is why we are specifying here itself. It's not to the individual image or individual text component. We are not adding modifier to the column thing itself. Before opening the curly braces, we are enclosing inside the parenthesis. You can see here inside the parenthesis, we are enclosing the modifier dot fill max width, max height, horizontal alignment, and vertical arrangement. Not alignment, vertical arrangement, horizontal alignment. So this you have to keep in mind. All these things will be shared to you. Okay, it is there in the course. So go through the course and work on it. Only if you work on it, you will be able to develop this application. Okay, and yeah, the sample application looks like this. Okay, all tasks completed, nice work. The whole thing is centered here. That is the main catch here. So There is one more task also where you have 4 quadrants, so that also you can try completing it. And the final project, guys, for you is to design a business card application. So that also I will show you to you guys. A business card application, that is something interesting, wherein it's not just image and text. You have to, take care of things, how you're going to align things. You have to make use of this column layout, you have to make use of this row layout. Column is the entire thing which it occupies. Inside column you can put row layouts, and inside row layouts also again you can put column layouts. So you can explore this, okay, and you can have much more better applications coming in. So this is what is the application which I have built. So this is a simple business card application. So you all guys also have to design and build this application. Once you go through the course, it is not at all difficult, guys. It is a very basic one. And today it was just the first session. We'll be covering more things, okay, in the upcoming sessions. So this was just a basic application. So this is the visiting card, or you can also say as a business card application. So your task is to complete those three application. One is that compose article thing, and second one is that all task completed thing, and third one is the quadrants thing. And I'm giving the constraint you for you guys to complete any of those two applications, as well as one application. This final application is a compulsory one, and you have to submit this in our Discord channel. So once you submit this, and we'll be taking you making note of the people who have submitted, and we'll be including them in our projects which are upcoming. So upcoming project they'll be included. So make sure to try hard and complete this project. The deadline will be Tuesday. So by Tuesday, end of the Tuesday, you guys have to design the application, these three applications. It is very simple, guys. Once you go through the course, it is nothing. You can just finish the course in 2 days, and you can just code along and finish it off. Since you have already worked along with one application, I mean, in the third pathway, half of the thing is done. Only you have to work along just two applications. Those two, I mean, any of those two applications. One is the article thing, one is the task completed, and the quadrant thing, and this business card application. So yes, that's all from my end, guys. If any questions, will be here to take. And yeah, over to you, Pragna.
Yeah. Okay, guys. This was our session today. And as you guys know, what we learned today is a small part of the whole Android application which you can develop. So this thing will continue for a month, and we will come up with more sessions on Compose Camp, and we will at the end make an actual application which is based on what you like. You can choose the theme for it. And as Pratik mentioned, you guys need to make a business card that is like mandatory, which we are asking for you. And yeah, we told that Discord will come soon, right? So what we'll do is today we are going to send you the link. Today, the Discord link along with the 3 pathways. That is today, okay, this whole Compose Camp is actually divided into 4 units. The first unit we have covered it today. So what we will do is we will send you the link for each pathway, and once you complete these pathways, this is a quiz. When you finish it, you will get your developer badge. Make sure you do that and join our Discord. Right after you join, make sure to fill the form with all your details. Based on your details, we'll be adding you as our team members. You can add your interest and everything, and then we'll also provide you a link to add all your this project, this Android application which we asked for you to build. So how was the session? Was it useful? Did you guys learn? How was it, guys? Yes.
Give me your feedback, guys. How was it? Was it fast, or was it too hard to follow up, or was it fine?
If you didn't understand this, it's totally fine, because we will be sharing you the resources, which is like really easy. You can read it and you can understand it. So you just have to do that one work of reading through the content.
See, whatever we have taught today, if your guys have followed it, Once you go through the resources, you'll find it really easy, guys. Now you might find it a little bit difficult since it's a starting of building applications and learning the language and all those stuffs. So once you go ahead with actual reading through the content and learning it, it'll be really easy for you guys.
Okay, guys. If you don't, do you have any queries? We can just wait for a minute. Anything which you didn't understand? Anything? Okay. Would prefer if this can. Hold on.
Yeah, sure. Definitely,
Sure.
we'll try to make it offline.
The next session we will plan it offline, because we are still working on our internship, and it had the college hasn't started for us, so we were just trying to do everything online.
Yes, so deadline, Anish is asking, deadline is next week. Yes, deadline we have given for developing this business card application to be Tuesday.
Okay, you guys have exams, right? So that's what, it will be difficult for you to come and join us with the sessions, but you can always, you can read the materials. It's like up to you. You can go it with your own pace, right? We are providing you with material, so there is no issues with that.
So this even after the deadline also you can submit it, guys. But this deadline we'll consider it so that we'll know if participants are really interested to build applications, so we can include them in further projects. So the sooner you do, this better for you.
And don't worry, okay? You just fill the form. That will be our main thing. The form in Discord will give a link to you. There you have to fill the actual information. This thing will be like a bonus for you. Like if you make and send the business application, your okay business card, yes. So don't worry. You can go with your own pace with this. Good luck with your exams too. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Okay, I think we can wind this up now. So yeah, be sure all the chapter members will be receiving this links. Okay, so make sure you are in the chapter. Don't forget to join.
And make sure to complete the course, guys. You'll be receiving the badges. Once you complete each pathway, you'll get a new badges, and complete a course, you'll be getting one more badge. So if you guys don't have any queries, I think we can wind up.
Yes. Thank you, Pratik. The session was really informative.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
everyone, it was really interactive and everyone was replying and it was all nice.
Yeah, so thank you guys for your patience and throughout the session. So, stay tuned for upcoming sessions also. We'll cover more things. So, and yeah, those who are having exams, all the best, guys. Do well.
Yeah, any queries, reach out to us. Soon Discord will be sent. You can just spam the chats if you need. All right then. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.